The following is a presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and or future, and presented by Sports Simulations and Replays on Facebook. Doing tabletop, playing the PC or a console, Sports Simulations and Replays on Facebook is where you should go to join the best community on the internet for sports simulations and replays. That's on Facebook, and we're looking for 1,000 members. We're coming close, boys and girls. We are coming close. A big 4-game set between the Chicago White Sox and Kansas City Royals, and the White Sox bombard Kansas City 10-1 in the opener. Kansas City was down from the get-go. Rudy Law had an RBI single to score Vance in the second. In the fifth, Tom Paciorek and Carlton Fisk, double for Paciorek and a single for Fisk to score. Tom made it 3-0. And then out came the Boom Booms. Harold Baines, his 19th of the year, to make it 5-0 in the seventh. Greg Luzinski with a 3-run jobbing in the eighth to make it 8-0. Party time as Vance Law scored Carlton Fisk. Then Greg Luzinski drove in another run in the ninth, 10-0. A garbage run for Kansas City. Lamar Hoyt goes the distance. Tony Bernazard, 3 for 4 with 3 runs. Harold Baines drives in 2, and the Bull drives in 4. 18 hits for Chicago and 10 runs. They go for another win tonight as Retro Sports Network presents Major League Baseball 1982 replay. Tonight, August 20th, 1982, from Royal Stadium in Kansas City. It is the Kansas City Royals, but with Dennis Leonard on the hill against Escaraga, and the Chicago White Sox. 90 degrees. It's raining. Don't turn down that, Lauren. And the winds are blowing right to left. Why, hi there. Happy Saturday night to you. First of two, well, one game here, and then we'll have Chat with Al for you right after this, about between 10 and 10:30 over on his channel. Well, the American League is where the races are, and California is still in first place, but the White Sox and the Royals are fighting for that chance to stay close. Both teams are within 5 games. The White Sox, this is game 120. For the Royals, game 121. There's only 42 days left of the season thereabouts. We're almost in the last full week of August, and these two teams are fighting for the spot. They're going to have one more shot at California, but they got to get past each other. Dennis Leonard looking for his 9th win of the year. Escaraga is only going to throw about 85 pitches. So it's a good one we got for you. It's the Royals and the White Sox next, right here on Retro Sports Network. And since it's been a couple days... Oops, it moved. Since it's been a couple days, let's go through the standings in the American League West. California by 4.5 over Kansas City. The Angels have lost 2 of 10. Remember, they beat Detroit in the Thursday afternoon game. Kansas City's lost 2 straight. Chicago won last night. So there's only a half game between these two teams, and they're within 5 of the Angels. Seattle has won 7 of 10. They're 7.5. It would be the miracle of all miracles, but Seattle's not out of this yet. Chicago, if they have an advantage, they have a run differential of plus 64. For the Royals, it's minus 12, and that will hurt coming down the stretch. The Angels, by the way, a plus 116. Dave Gardner is trying guards in Cardin Dice Hockey. Todd B. Harold Baines might get in the Hall of Fame yet. Larry Harris, how are you on this Saturday night? Good to have you along. Tribe Fans got another video out for his 2016 Twins replay. No wild card. Yep, so it's whatever is whatever. So, yeah, your Indians would rebuild after 1982. So here we go. It's actually showing the standings. So, Kansas City's got who they want on the mound, maybe. Dennis Leonard has outpitched expectations. His real-life ERA is 5.10. In the replay, it's at 291, and he's 8-2 on the year. This is his 13th start of the season. As soon as that will pop up. Fastball will figure about 86 miles an hour. He went 5 nights ago against the Tigers. 6 innings, 5 hits, 4 runs, all earned. In the loss to Detroit, he walked 2 and struck out 5. So 77 in the 3rd innings on the year. 62 hits, 27 runs, 11 dingers. 25 of those runs were earned. He has walked 25 and struck out 40. The lineup, it's Rudy Law leading off for the Chi Sox and playing center field. Tony Bernazard, who just loves these replay games, is batting second and playing second. The Hall of Famer Harold Baines is in right. He'll bat third. Greg Luzinski, the DH, cleans up. Steve Kemp in left will bat fifth because it's a night game. Carlton Fisk is the catcher. He'll bat sixth. Mike Squires will bat seventh and play first. Vance Law is at short. He'll go eighth. And Aurelio Rodriguez, the third baseman, will bat ninth. And Escaraga is not going to be long for this game. He should only throw about 85 pitches. That might get you 6. We will see. Let's see. DC, I enjoyed the hockey game you did with Dave. He recently watched it. We tried it. It was fun. And I'm sure we did a football game last Sunday on my channel. The Packers and the Cowboys, the Ice Bowl. So look out for that. Phantomatic, how are you? Glad to have you along. Defensively for Kansas City, Willie Wilson is an 8-2 in left. Amos Otis is 7-5 in right. Jerry Martin in center rather. Jerry Martin an 8-5 in right. Greg Pryor is at third. So again, no George Brett. Don't know how long he was out for. UL Washington a 5 at short. Frank White a 10 at second. Willie Aikens at first. I think he's a 5. John Wathan behind the plate. He's a 7-7. And Rudy Law steps up at 325, 2 homers, and 15 RBI. And yeah, thanks a bunch. That really does mean a lot. Tom Paciorek, who leads the American League in hitting at 341, not in the starting lineup. I was right. Aikens is a 5. So it's a light rain. It's warm. It's a bit breezy. They're playing for the bunt. Law's ready. Leonard's ready. Let's go. Rudy, fly ball to center. Otis goes back. That's going to be off the wall. And so Law starts this game with a double. Not the start Kansas City wanted. Here's Tony Bernazard. 269, 6 homers, 57 RBI. Yeah, Brett might have had the hemorrhoids again. And Larry Harris is doing that. Only in the middle of May, and Paciorek and Squires were out hurt. Leonard delivers. Bernazard strikes out. He looked at a 1-2 pitch, and he just watched it. Off speed, 1 away for Harold Baines. 245, not Hall of Fame number there. 19 homers and 72 RBI. Leonard gets the sign, delivers, and Baines slaps out one into center field. Washington should have had it. Law rounds third to throw home to Wathan is way not in time, and the White Sox go up 1-0. So good start for the Chi Sox. Here is Greg Luzinski at 290, 13 homers and 72 RBI. A concrete single for sure. Baines on first. Luzinski sends this one to deep left, and Wilson turns and watches it go. So the White Sox are battling early, and that ball was absolutely nuked. That's over the fountain. 425 feet, and it's 3-0 Chicago. It's raining outside, and it's raining home runs. So Baines and Luzinski score, and before you can get your microbrew at Kansas City, it's 3-0 Chicago. Here's Steve Kemp, 287, 17 homers, and 70 RBI. Leonard deals. Pop-up, shallow center. Otis is there. for the out, 2 away. Carlton Fisk, 282, 8 homers, and 46 RBI. Yeah, that ball was absolutely cannoned. 425, that might have hit the replay board. I don't know what year they put that in. Certainly wasn't in an 82. Pitch from Leonard. Pop up, center field. Otis is there, and Amos makes the catch. But the White Sox start off in a hurry. 3 runs on 3 hits and no errors. Half an inning in the books. At Royal Stadium, Chicago 3. Here come the Royals. Yep, Larry Harris said that was like it was out of a bazooka, and it was. Chico Escaraga getting the emergency start, 3-1 on the year, 3 saves, a 2.49 ERA. This is his last start of the year. In fact, it's his last regularly scheduled game of the year. His last appearance came on August 13th, so it's been a week. He went an inning and a third against the Yankees and didn't give up anything. 4 up, 4 down. 79 and 2/3 innings, 62 hits. 4 dingers, 23 runs, 22 earned. He's walked 20 and struck out 42. So Escaraga drawing the short straw tonight. Willie Wilson will lead off in left field. UL Washington will bat second. Hal McRae, the DH, goes third. Amos Otis will bat fourth. Boy, did they miss George Brett. Willie Aikens will play first and bat fifth. Jerry Martin will go sixth. Frank White bats seventh. John Wathan will go eighth. And Greg Pryor will bat ninth and play third. And Leonard threw 33 pitches in the first. Defensively for the White Sox, Steve Kemp is 6-2 in left. Rudy Law is 6-3 in center. Harold Baines, the best of the bunch, is 7 and 8. Aurelio Rodriguez is a 9 at third. Vance Law is a 5 at short. Tony Bernazard is 6 at second. Mike Squires at first. Pudge Fisk an 8 and a 6 behind the plate. Wilson, 314, 2 homers, and 30 RBI. Going to square, and the bunt's it foul. Chicago was not playing for the bunt, and so we tried to surprise him. Did not work. 0-2 the count. Escaraga deals. Wilson ground ball to Bernazard, and that ate him up. So Willie's going to go for 2 and get it. So that was a concrete error. That just hit the back of his glove and just kept rolling. And so Wilson is on second for UL Washington at 272, 8 homers, which still surprises me. He had 10 in 82 and 34 RBI. Just the start of things, 3-0 Chicago, bottom of the first. Escaraga's pitch, Washington, fly ball to right. Baines, 1 out. Wilson will bluff and hold for McRae. Hal McRae at 302, 16 homers, and 79 RBI. Wow, this was Escaraga's last appearance ever in Major League Baseball. He's on the team the rest of the year. Todd, do you have, or Larry, do you know why? Wow. I mean, it's not short. He's available through the end of the year. He's not injured. So here's McRae. 1 out, Wilson on second. Here's the pitch. And he got him. 2-2, just caught the inside corner, and there's 2 out for Otis at 290. 11 homers and 74 RBI. We're going to do some hitting and running here. The pitch, Wilson goes, ground ball foul, third base side. And the count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes. To Otis. The pitch, got him. He caught the inside corner, and that's not what Otis wanted. No runs, 1 hit, or no hits and 1 error after 1. White Sox 3, Royals nothing. I guess so. That's unusual. I mean, it's possible the game might have not had that one right, but I don't think the White Sox were out of it by the end of August. The roster's expanded in 10 days, actually. Squires, Law, and Rodriguez to face Leonard here in the second. Mike at 319. 2 homers and 14 RBI. Pitch from Leonard. Squires grounds out one foul. And the count goes to 2-2. Pitch from Leonard. Ground ball, base hit past White. He's going for 2. That skipped around on the AstroTurf, and Squires has got himself a double. Brings up Vance Law, 257, 2 homers and 26 RBI. So the White Sox are pounding the baseball early. Leonard deals. Law, fly ball to right. Martin in the corner, 1 out. Squires will tag to throw to third, not in time. So Squires moves to third. 1 out for Rodriguez, who's struggled a bit since coming to Chicago. 207, no homers, and 18 RBI. How you doing, Bobby Catalano? Nice to have you along on this Saturday night. Remember, Chat with Al is next on the Al Red Sox fan channel. Leonard delivers. Rodriguez strikes out. An 0-2 breaking ball. Check swing. Strike 3. So that's 2 for Leonard. And that will bring up Rudy Law, who doubled and scored his first time up. Leonard, the first 9 batters in a messy 49 pitches in an inning and 2/3. 4 hits, the homer, and 3 earned runs. He does have 2 strikeouts. 2 out, Squires on third. 3-0 White Sox. Pitch to Law, struck him out. He rung him up an 0-2 curve, swung on and missed. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors. Inning and a half in the books. Chicago 3, Kansas City 0. So Willie Aikens, Jerry Martin, and Frank White to bat here in the second. Aikens at 303. He's matched his real-life homer total with 17, and he has 59 RBI. Okay, so Chico went on to pitch in the Mexican League until he was 39, but this was, ironically, if you just joined us, his last Major League appearance, although the game lists him as available the rest of the way. Pitch to Aikens, ball 4. So Escarraga had a 19-pitch first, and he starts the inning with a 3-1 walk. Here's Martin, Jerry at 269, 9 homers and 47 RBI. He did pitch throughout the season, but he's not listed. This is listed as his last game. He had 38 appearances, and this is actually his 39th. Martin flies this one to Baines and right. He'll go back to the track. That's off the wall. Aikens will round third. And with nobody out, Dick Hauser's going to hold him. So Martin's on with a double. And now bring up Frank White at 256, 3 homers and 37 RBI. Hey, that's one of the great things about it. You guys know your stuff. Pitch to White. Struck him out. An 0-2 swung on and missed. Strike 3. 1 out for John Wathan. That's not a 1982 picture of Wathan. 255, a homer, and 14 RBI. Escarraga's pitch. Ground ball to Rodriguez. Aikens is going home. The throw to Squires is in time, but Kansas City's on the board. 3-1. Martin does the right thing and holds at second. Greg Pryor at 271, 5 homers and 22 RBI. Well, it was his last start, and so the computer might have used him more. It does as played lineups and as played starters, but the relievers you're going to use as you do. So just because he had 39 or 38 real life appearances. Anyway, here's Pryor. I gave you his numbers. Martin on second, 2 out. Struck him out. A late called strike 3, and there go the Royals. 1 run, 1 hit, and no errors. After 2, Chicago 3, Kansas City 1. And cheating is encouraged as far as fact checking is concerned. Tony Bernazard is 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Baines and Luzinski to follow. 3-1 and Shy Sox top the third. Tuesday afternoon, it'll be the Blue Jays and the Orioles from Baltimore. Pitch to Bernazard. Base hit up the middle. Past White. Bernazard rounds first and will hold. And so Tony's got a single. And that'll bring up Harold Baines. He had an RBI single and scored his first time up. 5 hits for the Shy Sox, 1 for the Royals. Leonard delivers. Struck him out. So Harold looked at an 0-2 pitch for strike 3. And that's 4 for Dennis. That brings up Greg Luzinski. He homered his first time up. 2-run jobby. Now it's 14 on the year and 74 RBI. And so, yeah, where in the world is Chico Escaraga? Pitch from Leonard. Luzinski liner to Wilson in left. He makes the catch for the second out. Tuesday night, we have our first ever Patreon game. I wish David was here because this is the game that he requested, the poopy head. It'll be the 1987 opening day game between the Boston Red Sox and Milwaukee Brewers. Why he wanted that, I do not know, but he did. Bob Stanley starting for the Red Sox in opening day 87. Here's Steve Kemp. He's 0 for 1. Pitch to Steve. Fly ball to right. Martin will turn and watch it go. That's up by the flagpole. That ball was crushed. And just like that, that's 18 for Kemp, and it's 5-1 Chicago. Kemp just absolutely devastated that one. And Martin just turned right around. He literally just turned and watched it go. So 5-1. And 2 out for Fisk, who's 0 for 1. Leonard now is in a situation he's in relief for himself. The White Sox have 15 runs in 12 innings in this series. Pitch to Fisk. Fly ball to right. Martin has it, and that will retire the side. Not before Steve Kemp blasts a homer. 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors. 2.5. Chicago 5, Kansas City 1. Yep, lots of moonshots. And I think Todd B's right that Chico's still pitching and Julio Franco has got that swing. So top of the lineup, the face Escaraga, 38 pitches, 2 innings, a hit, a run it was earned. He walked 1 and struck out 4. Willie Wilson is 0 for 1. He tried to bunt us last time and couldn't get anywhere with it. This time around, he laces a single into right center. So second hit for the Royals. That'll bring up UL Washington. He's 0 for 1. The Thursday game is Los Angeles at St. Louis. So those are the 2 noontime games next week. Toronto at Baltimore, Los Angeles and St. Louis. Escaraga deals. Washington, left center. Law, 2 out. Right? No, 1 out, because I can know what I'm doing. Al McRae struck out his first time up. One of the 4 that Escaraga has on the card. Wilson's going to go. That's a bad decision. Throw down to Bernazard. Not in time. So Willie Wilson had a coin flip chance to get there, and he does. 25 for Willie, and with 1 out, there's a runner in scoring position. 0-1 count to McRae. Escaraga deals. Base hit left side. Wilson will round third and score without a throw. And so McRae gets the RBI, 5-2. Amos Otis is 0 for 1. He's got himself a strikeout. McRae on first. The third game, which will either be sometime from Friday to over the weekend, is a wild card choice. The options are Oakland at Milwaukee from a Friday night. Ricky Henderson is closing in on Lou Brock's single-season stolen base record. So if we can actually capture that, we might. The Royals at the White Sox, which would be a Friday night game, or the Angels and the Red Sox from Fenway. So those are the three potential wild. We'll do one of those three games next weekend on Retro Sports Network. Escaraga deals. Otis, ground ball up the middle. Law to Bernazard for one, over to Squires. And they turn it. They call it two. Not before the Royals get a run on 2 hits and no errors. After 3 on that fantastic play, Chicago 5, Kansas City 2. So Squires, Vance Law, and Aurelio Rodriguez to face Leonard. 70 pitches through 3. Goodness criminy. Squires doubled his first time up. And yes, if Ricky gets it, Ricky will talk about how great Ricky is. Even if he doesn't get it, he'll talk about how great Ricky is. Lost him on a walk, so Squires starts the 4th. Getting on base. 3-1 was outside. This has not been Leonard's night. Still raining here in Kansas City. 8 miles an hour wind blowing in from right field. 86 degrees. So that carpet is wet. Just like you spilled the orange juice on your grandmother's carpet of this color back in the early 80s. Vance Law is 0 for 1. Pitch from Leonard. Struck him out. So 5 for Leonard. And here's Aurelio Rodriguez, who has struck out his first time up too. Raining homers. It's raining a bunch of stuff here. Pitch from Leonard. Rodriguez, slow bounder to Washington to White for 1. Over to Aikens. The throw is not in time, and so it goes on the card as a fielder's choice. 6-4. Rudy Law doubled and is 1 for 2. So through 18 batters, Leonard at 82 pitches in 3 2/3 innings. Slightly better, but not really. 6 hits, 5 runs all earned, the 2 homers. A walk and 5 strikeouts. Rudy Law has doubled and struck out. Leonard's pitch, ball 4. So the Chi Sox are trying to scrounge another run together here. Here's Bernazard. He is 1 for 2. He has singled, scored, and struck out. Pitch from Leonard. Chopper up the middle. Washington. Bang banger over to Aikens at first. And the side is retired. No runs, no hits, no errors. 2 walks. 3 in the books. Chicago 5, the Royals 2. So Willie Aikens walked and scored the first Royals run. He's sitting on a 12-game hitting streak. Wow. And it's 4-0 Bruins in Game 3 of the Stanley Cup Final. They've scored on 4 of their last 5 shots, which is about what the college kids do here on a Saturday night, scoring after they do 4 or 5 shots. Pitch to Aikens is a fly ball to right. Baines moves over and makes the catch, 1 away. Jerry Martin doubled his first time up. Escaraga deals. Struck him out. 0-2 curve fooled him. And there's 2 quick outs here in the 4th for Frank White, who struck out. So Escaraga, who was not a strikeout meister or master, has 5 tonight in 3 2/3. Pitch to Frank. Fly ball left center. Back goes Kemp. That will hit the wall. White is into second standing up. And the Royals have their 4th hit of the ballgame. So 5 runs, 6 hits, and an error for Chicago. They've left 3 on. Kansas City, 2 runs, 4 hits, and no errors, and they've stranded 2 so far. John Wathan reached on a fielder's choice and drove in a run. Pitch, fly ball to center. Law goes back. That's going to be off the wall. White will score. Wathan has himself a stand-up double, and it's 5-3. So Kansas City hanging tough. Greg Pryor struck out his first time up. It is a college town. Even in the summer, it's a college town. Here's the pitch. Wathan goes, popped up left side. Rodriguez says, I've got it. Squints between the raindrops, drops and makes the catch. A run on 2 hits for the Royals. No errors after 4. White Sox 5, Kansas Clinton Parks, welcome home, buddy. Baseball on the carpet is not totally cool. So we Baines, Luzinski, and Kemp. Harold 1 for 2, RBI single, run score, and a strikeout. Leonard is going to kind of mangle his way through the fifth. The pitch to Baines, ground ball is short. Washington deep in the hole. Bang, bang, throw. In time. Wow. What a throw by Washington. I thought Baines had that beat out. So here's Greg Luzinski. He is 1 for 2. He hit a mammoth homer over the water fountain in left center. Leonard delivers. Ground ball to third. Pryor over to Akins. He better hurry. Got him. That was by an eyelash, and a good throw by Pryor. So that'll bring up Steve Kemp. He hit a home run to right. He's 1 for 2. He's got 18 on the year now and 72 RBI. Cookie cutter stadiums. You know, for an AstroTurf stadium, this was pretty cool. Pitch to Kemp. Fly ball to right. Back goes Martin. Gone. No, off the wall. Just off the top of the wall. The Chi Sox dugout thought that was gone. Kemp is in with a stand-up double. 2 out for Pudge Fisk, who's 0 for 2. So Wathan and Leonard exchange a few words. Here's the pitch to Fisk. That's a little looper that's going to get in front of Martin. Base hit. Kemp will score. Fisk goes on to first, and it's now 6-3 for Mike Squires, who has a double and a walk. Throw to first. Fisk is back. And so they take a look. You got Armstrong and Quisenberry. And so it'll be Armstrong that will come in. Leonard's tired. But with 2 out, they're going to try to milk him with Squires. Pitch. Liner foul first base side, and someone from Independence makes a hometown catch. 0-2 the count. Leonard, rough night for him, but it's a 6-3 game. It's not over. Throw to first. Fisk is back, barely. Pitch to Squires. Base hit up the middle. Going for 2 to throw into Washington is not in time. Fisk is on third, and there's 2 out for Vance Law. And in comes Mike Armstrong. We got ourselves a pitching change. It's Dave's younger brother, right? Or older brother. This game is coming to you from Royal Stadium in Independence, Missouri. So Armstrong, relief appearance number 40. 6-3 on the replay with a save and a 4.81 ERA. Pitched 2 nights ago against the Yankees and was perfect. He struck out 1. So 73 innings on the year, flat, 62 hits, 10 ding-dongs, 42 runs, 39 of them earned. He has walked 38 and struck out 61. Ground ball pitcher. Fastball in the low 90s, and they need a big out here. Vance Law is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Pitch from Armstrong. Ground ball to Washington. Over to Akins, and the side is retired. A run on 3 hits and no errors. Halfway home, Chicago 6. Kansas City 3. And so here's the in-game box score. Baseball Demos, how are you? Leonard wanted to know what to get for a wedding gift, and Watson said candlesticks are all. Oh, already, first one. One giant step for Armstrong, one long walk back to the dugout for Leonard. You betcha. So Steve Kemp, Greg Luzinski with homers. 6 runs for the Chi Sox and the Royals. Wathan's got 2 RBI. Not out of it by any stretch. But Dennis Leonard laid an omelet. 4 2/3 innings, 9 hits, 6 runs all earned. The 2 homers, he walked 2 and struck out 5. At Escaraga, making his last ever Major League start, has 5 Ks through 4. So Willie Wilson 1 for 2. Escaraga threw 18 batters, 65 pitches, 4 hits, 4 innings, 5 hits. He's walked 1, struck out 5, and all 3 runs are earned. Wilson has a run, fly ball to left center. Law goes back. He's now 1 for 3. A stolen base and a single. UL Washington is 0 for 2. Pitch. Little runner up the middle. Bernazard over to Squires for the second out. So Hal McRae is 1 for 2. RBI single and a strikeout. 6-3 Chicago. Bottom of the 5th. Escaraga deals. McRae sends this one into left. That's going to be extra bases. The throw to Bernazard is not in time. So McRae digs out a double. Another 2-out hit for the Royals, and that'll bring up Amos Otis. Who's got himself a strikeout. 1 for 2. Fisk and Escaraga exchange a conversation. Pitch to Otis, and there's a base hit left field. McRae rounds third. He will score, and so the Royals are doing their best to keep this a ball game at 6-4. So Willie Mays Aikens 0 for 1. He has walked and scored. Chico is the man, that's for sure. Pitch to Aikens. Ground ball to Bernazard, to Law, and that will retire the side. 1 run on 2 hits and no errors. Davey Armstrong is on the mound. Chicago 6, Kansas City 4. Okay, Rodriguez, Rudy Law, and Tony Bernazard here in the 6th. Aurelio Rodriguez is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Pitch from Armstrong. Ground ball to third. Pryor across the way to Aikens. 1 out. So Rudy is 1 for 2. He has walked, doubled, and struck out. Not necessarily in that order. 6-4 Chicago, top the 6th. Got him. Armstrong left that fastball in the inside corner, 2 away. Brings up Bernazard is 1 for 3. He has struck out, singled, and scored. So nice to have you along on this Saturday night. Chat with Al. Tonight, after the game, I think. Pitch to Bernazard. Ground ball to White over to Aikens. 2 away. So Armstrong doing his job. And in fact, that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. I was wondering why it won. So that's it for Escaraga. Kevin Hickey coming in. We go to the bottom of the 6th, 6-4. So Hickey, the lefty, 46th appearance on the season. 4-3 his record with 2 saves and an ERA of pie. Everybody go get yourself a piece of pie because that's what Kevin Hickey's ERA is. Nummy, nummy, nummy. He last pitched 2 nights ago against the Rangers, an inning and a third, a hit, and a walk. So 63 innings, 69 hits, 3 home runs, 24 in total, 22 earned. He walked 26 and has struck out 23. Maybe a 2-inning appearance if he can keep it clean. Martin is 1 for 2. He has doubled and struck out. Hickey delivers. It gets away from Fisk. It's a strikeout. The throw down is in time, so 1 away. For Frank White, doubled and scored, struck out. He's 1 for 2. Pitch to Frank. Ground ball to Rodriguez. Over to Squires. 2 out. John Wathan has a double, 1 for 2, and he's driven in 2. Hickey delivers. Wathan, little nubber down the Law at short, comes in. Bang banger over to Squires, and Wathan is retired. No runs, no hits, no errors. We have played 6. Chicago 6, Kansas City 4. So Baines, Luzinski, and Kemp Baines 1 for 3. Struck out, has an RBI, and scored. Armstrong's pitch. Fly ball to left center. Otis is there, 1 away. Greg Luzinski hit that mammoth home run in the first. He's 1 for 3. Armstrong's pitch. Ground ball to first. Akins flips it over to the pitcher. 2 out. So Armstrong has faced 6 and retired 6. 2 out here in the top of the 7th. And now I'll bring up Steve Kemp, who homered to right. Still, now it's a harder rain here in Kansas City. Winds are blowing in at 10 from right. And if you're not under cover, it's 80 degrees. Armstrong's pitch. Chopper down to Washington in front of the bag at second, over to Akins. And it's safe. So the throw just threw Willie off the bag. That was a tough play for Washington. He was on the plastic in front of the sliding pit at second and just had a weird angle on the throw. So Kemp reaches on the air. And now I'll bring up Carlton Fisk, who's 1 for 3 with an RBI. Here's the pitch. Chopper into right, base hit. Kemp will go to third. Martin cuts it off. And the White Sox have runners in the corners and 2 out for Mike Squires, who has doubled twice and walked. 10th hit for the Chi Sox. Kansas City has 7. Throw down to Washington, and Fisk is out trying to steal. Had a 91% chance of swiping the bag, and the throw down was an absolute bullet. Time to stretch. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 error. Chicago 6. Kansas City 4. And so today was the day that the Patreon payments went through, and so a thank you to all of you who did that. And, oh, okay, so there's no chat with Al tonight. He's not feeling very well. Okay. So no chat with Al tonight. He's not feeling good. Anyway, back to the Patreon. Oh, I thought you were supposed to see. Why are you not doing that? There. That's what you were supposed to see. So those paid out today. Thank you so much. Let's see. Phanomatic, Bobby Catalano, Dale Wansdale, who hopefully is okay. I haven't seen him in a few days. Logacta Live, Appabot, Al, Red Sox fan. If I missed you, I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, Baseball Demos. He's the one that's got the game coming up Tuesday night, the 87 opener for the Red Sox and Milwaukee. And so, yeah, for $10, I'll even play games that break my heart. Actually, looking forward to that. Bob Stanley got the start opening day because Roger Clemens was holding out. So thanks a bunch to all of you for that. If you would like to pledge, you can. Patreon.com/RetroSportsNetwork. So Greg Pryor, Willie Wilson, and UL Washington to face Hickey here in the bottom of the 7th. Pryor's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Ground ball to Hickey over to Squires, 1 away. Play setting and also find out where they're registered. No. Willie Wilson's 1 for 3. He's got a single, a stolen base, and a run score. There's masochism, and there's put your head in a blender and hit the button. Pitch to Wilson. Ground ball to short. Law over to Squires for the out. 2 away. 6-4, 2 out, bottom of the 7th. UL Washington still riding a 10-game hitting streak, and Hickey is tired. So let's see. So it's still a good ball game here. The pitch. There's a base hit, goes to 11 games into left center field. Washington rounds first and goes back. And so that brings up the tying run in Hal McRae. Hal is 2 for 3. He's got a double, and it's 80th RBI of the year. So next week, as I said, we got 4 games for you. 3 from the 82 and 1 for Patreon. It'll be Toronto and Baltimore Tuesday at lunch. It'll be Los Angeles at St. Louis Thursday at lunch. We got a plethora of choices for the weekend. I'll get to that in a minute. Fisk goes out to talk to Hickey. McRae waves the bat back and forth. The pitch. Ground ball right back to Kevin, over to Squires, and that will retire the side. So no runs, 1 hit, and no errors. After 7, Armstrong comes out to pitch the 8th. Chicago 6, Kansas City 4. Mike Squires has 2 doubles and a walk. He's 2 for 2. The pitch. And make it 3 for 3. He bounds out one on the turf past White. And that's the 11th hit for Chicago. Brings up Vance Law, who's 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Armstrong delivers. Snap throw to first. Akins is there. And so is Squires. Pitch to Law. Fly ball to center. Otis has it for the out. So 1 out. That 70s tournament returns next weekend, by the way. The National League Final, the 73 Mets and the 79 Pirates from Pittsburgh. That's next Sunday. Aurelio Rodriguez is 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Armstrong deals. He bunts. Armstrong over to White, covering for the out. So the sacrifice is good. 2 out. Squires on second. And that brings up Rudy Law, who's 1 for 3 with a double. 2 strikeouts and a run scored. You want to see if Terry Felton has a win? I can do that. Should let Combat Painter do the standing replay. Tribe Fan is the one doing the 2016 Twins. I mean, that's right up there on the masochism list. A Mario Mendoza replay to see if he can bat above 200. Yeah, I'll go through after the game. Pitch to Law. Gets away from Wathan, but Squires holds, so it's technically not a wild pitch. It is a 1-2 count. Pitch to Rudy, ball 4. So Armstrong starting to tire. And so, come on, hit the right button. They're going to see who they have. And I guess it's going to be Bill Castro. So Castro's coming in just to get the 1 out, I think. Got a pitching change. This game is coming to you from Royal Stadium in Independence, Missouri. So Castro is tired. 17th appearance. He's 2-1 on the year with a 4.32 ERA. He threw last night. He threw 7 pitches. He went 1/3 of an inning. 33 1/3 innings, 34 hits, 10 homers. That's a lot. 18 runs, 16 earned. He has walked 9 and struck out 15. Squires on second. Rudy Law on first. 2 out, 6-4. Chicago still leads. Bernazard to right. Martin has got it, and that will retire the side. Salome Barojas comes in to close it out for the White Sox. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It's 6-4, Chicago. If the White Sox have an edge in this 3-way race in the American League West, he is on the mound right now. Barojas is 12-4 with 16 saves and a 2.06 ERA. He has not pitched in a week. He went an inning and 2/3 against the Yankees to pick up his 16th save. He allowed a hit, a walk, and a strikeout. 65 2/3 innings, 49 hits, 7 homers, 18 runs, 15 earned. He's walked 22 and struck out 35. So he has 50 pitches to get 6 outs. And he starts with Amos Otis, who was 1 for 3. Single, grounded into a double play, struck out, and drove in a run. Barojas deals. Chopper to Law by the bag at second over to Squires for the out. Armstrong followed by Castro. Yes, it does make sense. That's true. Masochism is doing a full season replay knowing the original 2 teams aren't going to go to the World Series. We know that the Cardinals are not. They are 17 games out of first place. Milwaukee is in that dogfight with Baltimore and Detroit, so Akins is 0 for 2. He has walked and scored. He has a 12-game hitting streak, and that's probably been snapped as he swings and misses at an 0-2 pitch for strike 3. So 2 out for Jerry Martin. He's got himself a double and has fanned twice. Barojas deals, and Martin slaps that one into left field for a single. So that'll bring up Frank White, who's the tying run. 9th hit for the Royals. Frank has got himself a strikeout, a double, and a run scored. Barojas, ground ball to short. Vance flips it over to second for the fielder's choice, and we go to the top of the 9th. No runs, a hit, and no errors. After 8, Chicago 6, Kansas City 4. Baines, Luzinski, and Kemp. So we'll let Quisenberry sit. Baines is 1 for 4. He's got himself an RBI. As a strikeout, a single and a run scored. Castro deals. Ground ball to Washington over to Akins, 1 away. Brings up Luzinski. 2-run shot in the first, 1 for 4. That was 74 RBI. Castro deals. And there's a base hit left center field. Wilson will cut it off. And there's a 1-out hit for Steve Kemp, who homered to right. It's now a light rain. It's now a nice and comfortable 76, and the wind is blowing in at 9 from right field. Pitch to Kemp. Base hit right center. Otis should have had it. Kemp's motoring for 2, and he's in there with a double. And so here comes Quisenberry to face Fisk and company. Got ourselves another pitching change. You know where this game is coming from. Royal Stadium near Kansas City. And so Quisenberry's 56th relief appearance. He's 3-9 on the year, with 30 saves and a 2.34 ERA. Pitched a doubleheader against the Yankees on the 16th. First game he went 2/3 of an inning and allowed 2 hits. In the second, he had to get 8 outs and allowed a hit. Picked up 1 save out of that. 130 innings, all out and 2/3, all out of the pen. 112 hits, 8 dingers, 41 runs, 34 earned. He has walked 21 and struck out 60. And they're going to, with 1 out, load the bases. They tell Fisk just to go to first. So they're loaded. Luzinski on third, Kemp on second, and Fisk on first. For Squires, who was hot today, he is 3 for 3. 2 doubles, a single, and a walk. Kansas City hopes to play for 2. Quisenberry deals. Fly ball to right. Martin comes in. Luzinski goes back to tag. It's a fantastic play by Martin. Here comes the throw home to Wathan. It is in time. Martin, who made the run and catch, had enough on there, and he threw out the slow Luzinski to end the inning. So Quisenberry throws 8 pitches and gets out of it. We go to the bottom of the 9th. It's Chicago 6, Kansas City 4. So John Wathan Greg Pryor, and Willie Wilson to face Salome Barojas in a 6-4 game. Wathan is 1 for 3. He's got a double and 2 RBI. So the pitch to Wathan. Fly ball, shallow center. Law comes in to make the catch. 1 out. So a reminder, no chat without a night. Al not feeling all that great. Hope he feels better. Who we got for Pryor? George Brett. So here comes Brett. 299, 14 homers, and 78 RBI. Was he injured? I don't know why he wasn't put in. So he's up. Barojas is ready. 1 out. Here's the pitch. Fly ball, right center. Back goes Law. He'll turn and watch it go. George Brett comes in with a pinch hit home run and makes it 6-5. Here it is again. Still raining homers here in Kansas City. Brett just turned on that one. His 15th. Here's Willie Wilson. He's 1 for 4. He has singled, scored, and stole a base. Yeah, only in America. Well, the honey bunny wants to see you, Clinton. So here's Wilson. Washington and McRae to follow. Here's the pitch. Chopper foul gets in the seats. Someone from Kansas City, Kansas made that. Never remember the Kansas side. It's always Missouri. 0-2 the count to Wilson. Barojas steals. Fly ball to right. Baines moves back into the corner, and it's gone! Willie Wilson has tied the game with a home run to right. Right down the line. That's his 3rd of the year. And it's 6-6. So back-to-back ding-dongs has tied the game, and we've now reached the cardiac portion of the program. And so that'll bring up UL Washington, who was 1 for 4. We're all shiny and new here in the bottom of the 9th. 1 out. 6 runs, 13 hits, an error for Chicago. They have left 10 on. Kansas City has fought back. They were down 3-0 in the first. They've put 2 on the board here in the 9th. 6 runs, 11 hits, and an error. And they've stranded 6. So Barojas was not so good. Pitch to Washington. Grounder to Bernazard over to Squires for the out. Brings up Hal McRae, and if you got someone from the Royals who does have power and can walk this puppy off, it is McRae. He has a double, a single. He's 2 for 4. 1 strikeout and his 80th RBI of the year. If we go extra, it's Vance, Rodriguez, and Rudy. Barojas delivers. Line drive to center, and Rudy Law makes the catch. Free baseball on a Saturday night. 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors. 9 in the books. 6-6. And as Al would say, pick up some sticks. So Vance Law is 0 for 4 with a strikeout. Dave Gardner trying out hard and nice hockey for the first time. And I'm missing a third baseman. And listen to the roar as George Brett, who was a 6 as well, comes in to play third. His pinch hit home run was the start of a 2-run rally. And Quisenberry set. He delivers. Ground ball to short. Washington over to Aikens for the out. 1 away. So Aurelio Rodriguez 0 for 3. Tried to bunt once, didn't work very well, and also has a strikeout. Quisenberry delivers. Chopper foul left side. I don't know my Missouri towns, okay? Aurelio Rodriguez has an 0-2 count. The pitch. Ground ball to Brett over to Akins for the out. Otis, Akins, and Martin for the Royals in the bottom of the 10th. Rudy Law is 1 for 3. He's got himself his double. He has walked twice and struck out twice. Quisenberry's pitch, ground ball to Akins to the bag himself, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. 9.5 down. Chicago 6, Kansas City 6. Amos Otis is 1 for 4. He has struck out, singled, drove in a run, and grounded into a double play. No, the Fonz didn't die. No, I did that at the beginning of the year. Every game's had the uniforms. Hi, Bill Flynn, stretched. Okay. Don't know. He just doesn't stream very much anymore, but as far as I know, he's doing fine. Pitch to Otis. Got him. 0-2 fastball, swung on and missed. So Willie Akins, who's still sitting on a 12-game hitting streak. Barojas gave up the 2 homers and is still in the ball game. Willie's 0 for 3. He's walked and struck out. Oh. On the field, is the home team used to be in dark? No, I haven't changed any of that. That's all the settings. So depends on the game, but nope. Haven't changed any of those settings for that. Pitch to from Barojas, Akins to right, back goes Baines, makes the catch. 2 out for Martin. Jerry is 2 for 4, single, doubled, and struck out twice. Football, but that's the way it's supposed to be done. Hockey actually does that way too, but baseball, since most of the time the home team wears white, I think that's the default. I really haven't changed a thing. Barojas delivers. Martin sends that one back up the middle, and the winning run is on with 2 out for Frank White, who is 1 for 4, is singled, or doubled rather, scored and struck out. Barojas steals. White to right. Baines back. Off the wall. Martin will round third. They're going to send him. Bernazard's throw to the plate. Fisk puts on the tag. The game is over. Walk it off, Frank White. You just beat the Chicago White Sox. The Kansas City Royals were down 3 runs in the first, and they come back to win at 7-6. So Dan Quisenberry gets his 4th win, an inning and 2/3, and 1 walk. Armstrong, 3 innings, 2 hits, and a walk and a strikeout. And what was that I said about Barojas being the key to Chicago's success? Well, that's his 10th blown save. That won't lead to anything. 2 2/3 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs, the 2 homers in the 9th. And Kansas City comes back. The pinch hit homer by Brett. The solo shot by Wilson to tie it. And then the big run came in the 10th. So 7 runs, 13 hits, and an error for Kansas City. 6 runs, 13 hits, and an error for Chicago. Willie Wilson is given your MVP, but Jerry Martin hit that bit. Frank White's the one that won the game. So, yeah, I suppose Wilson with a homer to tie it in the 9th would get it. So we want to see Terry Felton stats, right? I suppose we could do that. He's not active. 0-13 with 3 saves and an ERA of 4.99. Isn't that special? So the answer is no, he does not have a win. So before we go, let's play the rest of this Saturday in baseball. Yeah, 3-quarter. Check the pine tar on the bat. La Russa might get the Chesterfield. Oh, okay. Yeah, Armstrong with a great job after Leonard didn't pitch well. So the rest of your Friday in baseball, Padres beat the Cubs 9-2. Yankees beat Toronto 6-5 and 10. Gossage gets the win. Winfield with his 23rd homer. Reds beat the Phillies 5-2. Braves beat the Mets 9-7. Chambliss with his 11th homer of the year. Cleveland beat Minnesota 9-1. Lenny Barker with his 12th win of the year. Andre Thornton, 2 dingers. He now has 18. The Dodgers have clinched a winning record on the year. Fernando wins his 18th. They beat the Pirates 6-3. Dusty Baker with his 13th. San Francisco beats St. Louis 5-3. Bruce Sutter takes the loss. He goes to 2-8. Gary Lavelli goes to 10-5. Don Sutton still with Houston. They shut out Montreal 1-0. Does not go the complete game. Steve Rogers takes a loss. He is 18-5. The lead is still 8 games. Texas destroyed Baltimore 9-1. Hostetler, I didn't realize he played baseball too. 2 homers. He's got 17 on the year. Milwaukee over Seattle 8-4. Mike Caldwell with his 11th win. Cecil Cooper with 2 homers. He has 19. California beat Detroit. That was Thursday's game. And the Oakland beat Boston 6-4. Hit the button. Hit the button. So, as we leave you this Saturday night, you can see the standings. Montreal by 8 over Philadelphia, 15 over Pittsburgh, 17 over St. Louis. The Mets have clinched a losing record in 1982. Dodgers and Braves margin is 15 games. The Reds are 22.5 back. In the East, Baltimore by 1 over Detroit and 1.5 over Milwaukee. Toronto and Baltimore is the game Tuesday. Toronto 10.5 back, but Baltimore's the one you want to see. Boston, by the way, has climbed to 13.5 back. Like, that's a good accomplishment whatsoever. In the West, Kansas City's margin is now 4 behind California. The Chi Sox 5.5. Seattle 8. So the 2 confirmed games for next week. Toronto and Baltimore on Tuesday. It'll be Los Angeles and St. Louis on Thursday. And then the wild card selection for the weekend. It will either be, as Ricky Henderson now has 113 stolen bases, Oakland, Milwaukee from Friday night, Kansas City at Chicago from Friday night, or California at Boston from Saturday afternoon. We'll make that decision after Thursday which way we're going to go. But there you have it. And don't forget the Patreon game on Tuesday night, the 87 opener between Bob Stanley and the Boston Red Sox and the Milwaukee Brewers. I'm going to do a chat show tomorrow night with, I think, ID and baseball demos, our golden hidden gems of simulation. Until then, I'm Ron Chuckett. Thanks so much. And again, thanks so much for 300 subscribers. We'll talk to you 8:30-ish tomorrow night. Until then, we'll talk to you the next time.